And now to the race for 2020. ABC's Town Hall with President Trump airing tonight. The president taking questions from uncommitted voters in the crucial battleground state of Pennsylvania, with voters pressing him on downplaying the coronavirus. At the same time, Joe Biden attacking the president for misleading Americans. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl reports in from Philadelphia.
Tonight, President Trump took questions from uncommitted and socially distant voters at our ABC News Town Hall meeting in Philadelphia. Topic A, the coronavirus. Student Ajani Powell asked him this question.
If you believe it's the president's responsibility to protect America, why would you downplay a pandemic that is known to disproportionately harm low-income families and minority communities?
Yeah, well, I didn't downplay it. I actually, in many ways, I upplayed it in terms of action. My action was very strong. Because what I did was, with China, I put a ban on. With Europe, I put a ban on. And we would have lost thousands of more people had I not put the ban on. So that was called action, not with the mouth, but in actual fact. We did a very, very good job when we put that ban on. Whether you call it talent or luck, it was very important. So we saved a lot of lives when we did that.
There were holes in the ban, and the European ban didn't come for another month.
Well, they were Americans. I mean, the holes in were if you have somebody in China that's an American citizen, we had to let him in.
He was also asked about making America great again and what that phrase means to African American supporters.
I mean, your statement is, though, make it great again. So historically, the African-American experience, especially in these ghettos that have been redlined, historically, these ghettos that have systemically been set up, treated the way that they have been, the conditions of the drugs, the guns, and everything else that actually created the symptoms for what we see, that you profess to be just democratic cities in themselves. These things have historically been happening for African-Americans in these ghettos, and we have not been seeing a change. Quite frankly, under your administration, under the Obama's administration, under the Bush, under the Clinton, the very same things happen, and the very same systems and cycles continue to ensue. And we need to see, because you say again, we need to see when was that great.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory, honor, and his duty. How about Shimmy, how about Shai, about Shimmer, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Oh wow, man, you Jakes are fucking funny as hell, man. Like, you guys are steady trusting in oppression, and you asking this man, why this, why that, why this, why that. Well, for one thing, why is because, for one thing, this man don't care about you. And I say this man, I'm talking about Esau Edom, okay? It extends beyond Donald Trump, all right? These devils have no care for you. One thing, because this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for breaking his commandments and his laws and turning away from his holy name is the reason why you are in ghettos, the reason why you are on the bottom, the reason why you're catching hell, the reason why these so-called white people was at your head and gunning you down. Like, I just watched a video of literally 2 cops beating the shit out of a Jake, and this fucking woman sitting there screaming, you know, like she's crazy, man, you know. And then one Jake on the sideline talking about, get the fuck off him, get off him. Nigga, don't go help him then if you're gonna sit up here and sideline. Don't talk about it if you ain't gonna do nothing about it. You know, but nonetheless, these are a bunch of simple-minded jakes. And you know what's so funny about this, too? They're talking about coronavirus, right? Why these niggas got on masks, but he don't? To show you know, question that. They're all in the same room, they're social distancing. Trump don't have a mask. This guy across from him don't have a mask on. But you got on masks. To show you that your mind is totally destroyed off Babylon. All right? This whole corona hoax, all this shit, they didn't pump in your mind. It has literally worked on you. But you don't see Trump wearing no mask, because Trump, he downplayed it because he knows it was a bunch of bullshit, for one thing. All right? But they probably threatened him and say, well, look, man, you better start talking the way we want you to talk, or your ass going to come up missing, man. All right? Refer to Abraham Lincoln, you know. So they probably threatened him, but nonetheless, this is nothing but our people trusting in oppression, man, okay? That's what you continue to do, and the more you continue to trust in this system, the more hell you're going to catch, and the more phased out you're going to be. That's why we don't feel bad for you, because you're asking the devil to make your life better when you were never brought over here to have a better or prosperous life. Okay? You were brought here to serve captivity and to come back into the Most High. If not, then just you're going to be destroyed, man. That's the whole point. You Jakes seem to forget where you at. You seem to forget your history. You seem to forget how these people have continually shown you a disdain and hatred for your existence. Why is anything gonna change now? All right.
Because that pushes us back to a time in which.
You know what? Another thing, I'm gonna say it again. Why do you Jakes get on masks and he don't? Obviously, he's not worried about this pandemic, but you are. You see this? Simple motherfuckers, man. Sitting in the damn audience with masks on. These two, they don't have on masks, though. But y'all got to wear masks. Which shows you that this is all about control. All about controlling you sheeple out there. All because they put it on the news, you believe it. But yet, he's not wearing a mask. But he's looking at you like, yeah, you're wearing a mask. We got you. That's why the Most High is going to take a lot of you Jakes out, man. And you know what? Good. Because it's you Jakes' problem. Y'all the freaking problem on why we're still here dealing with this madness. And this is why the Lord is getting ready to take out 2/3 of his people, man. And I can't wait till you take the 2/3 of you out. Because you ain't nothing but holding up progress, man. You know, you walk around with these fake ass weaves on your hair. These fake eyelashes. You know, you taking selfies all damn day. You on social media twerking and showing your extremities. You know, your lower body parts. You know, you acting like you some gift. You know, to the world, but yeah, you ain't nothing but a bunch of damn degenerates, man, that believe in a fucking hoax. That's going to the white man, asking him for some type of refuge, asking him to save you when he's the one that put you in this situation. All right?
Means to African American supporters.
And you ain't African American, man. And that's another thing. You ain't African American. And this guy know this man, this demon here, he knows you ain't African American. He knows you the children of Israel. But in his mind, he like, yep, see how we destroyed these Jakes? These people are totally destroyed. And you don't even consider.
Your statement is, though, make it great again. So historically, the African-American experience, especially in these ghettos that have been redlined, historically, these ghettos that have systemically been set up, treated the way that they have been, the conditions of the drugs, the guns, and everything else that actually created the symptoms for what we see, that you profess to be just the democratic cities in themselves. These things have historically been happening for African Americans in these ghettos, and we have not been seeing a change. Quite frankly, under your administration, under the Obama's administration, under the Bush, under the Clinton.
Hey, you said a key word. We have not been seeing any change. And guess what? You're not. It's going to get worse. The brutality is getting worse. The poverty is coming worse. They're getting ready to evict a third of you Jakes, man. A third of this country is going to be homeless by the end of the year, if not close. Then you said the Clinton administration, the Obama administration, all these people who you deem to be helpers of so-called black and Hispanic people have all let you down. All right? Obama has let you down, but you niggas sitting up there and you didn't act like that was the Lord coming back when this motherfucker got selected in 2008. I mean, it was so bad to the point you couldn't even go down the streets. You Jakes was celebrating so damn hard. Y'all act like we was in a damn kingdom. Y'all act like Yahweh Shai came back. And I kept saying back then, and I wasn't even in the truth. I was just looking for the truth. You know, and I was like, he ain't gonna change nothing. I said that. I said, he ain't gonna change a damn thing. I said, the only reason why he's put in office is to fulfill prophecy. I said that. And he did fulfill prophecy because everything you seeing now is Obama's paperwork, from the Obamacare, from the mark of the beast, from international martial law, for them setting up central banks. Obama did all that via the elite's executive orders, man. And Trump was just the man that's playing out the paperwork. So I was right about that. All right? But you guys are celebrating when this monkey got in office, acting like it's the second coming of Yahweh Shai, like he was going to make things better for black people. And all of a sudden, the fucking economy collapsed, man. So you Jakes will realize, oh, Obama didn't help us. No shit, Sherlock. He didn't help you because, for one thing, he's not your people. He don't give a damn about you. And his only purpose in office was to fulfill the bidding of the elite bankers and to make Edomite America great. All right, Obama did a lot for these Edomites, but he didn't do a damn thing for you Jakes. Same thing with Clinton. Clinton ain't did nothing but put you niggas back in debt. Clinton is the one that really gave you the whole child support spectrum. He's the one that pretty much signed off on that you niggas got to pay back child support. But you talking about this man, it's clear as a fucking, this dude is pearly white, all right, extra red, and yeah, you talking about he was the first black president when Clinton is a damn racist. All right, you see what his wife Hillary Clinton, you see what she think about you, Jakes, about the eugenics movement. She followed the same sentiment as Margaret Sanger, okay? Bill Gates' grandmother, okay, the head of eugenics at that time. She felt the same way Gates' grandma, Margaret Sanger felt. What make you think her husband don't adopt the same mindset about you stupid niggas out there, man? I ask him why this or why that. Well, what you gonna do? Look, nigga, they ain't done nothing for black people since your black ass got off the boat. So what make you think they gonna start now, man? All right? Because at the end of the day, they don't give a flying F-U-C-K about you tribes, all right? So you can forget about it. Only way you gonna have some type of justice is if you come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But good for 2/3 of you, you gotta die and come back, all right? And that's better for us because the Lord gets you out the way. We ain't gotta deal with y'all fucking bullshit to hear this no more, man. Because quite frankly, I'm tired of it, man. All right, nigga get the shit beat out of him, and then everybody want to protest for it. But who's protesting for Yahweh Shem Yahushai outside of the prophets, man? Nobody. So fuck y'all niggas, man. All right, and I say it just like that, cause I'm tired of this shit. You know, this man beating the hell out of you on camera, kicking your ass, and getting away with blatantly murder, and yet you still want to ask why this and why that. You still want to ask, well, what can we do to make things right with you, Mr. Esau? Esau don't want to make things right with you, Jakes, man. He wants to get rid of you. All right? Obviously, he's blaming COVID on you. Simple ass Jakes, man.
The very same things happen in the very same systems and cycles continue to ensue. And we need to see, because you say again, we need to see when was that great? Because that pushes us back to a time in which we cannot identify with such greatness. And I mean, you said everything else about choking and everything else, but you have yet to address and acknowledge that there's been a race problem in America.
So if you go, well, I hope there's not a race problem. I can tell you there's none with me because I have great respect for all races.
This nigga, you heard what he just said? He said that he hope it's not a race problem. Trump, you a fucking racist, man, and you know that. All right, the shit you say about blacks, the shit you say about Mexicans, you are a blatant racist, man, and you know you are. So what are you talking about? You hope that's not a race problem. Motherfucker, Jake getting the hell beat out of him for walking down the damn street listening to headphones, man. You talking about there ain't a race problem in America? How stupid can you be, demon? You know, but you know what really is Yahweh Shem Yahushai that's really casting the punches to you, Jakes, because you Jakes don't seem to get it, man. You don't seem to get it, and you ain't gonna get it until your ass is in the grave some goddamn where, in the spirit realm, crying out to the Lord. When the Lord is trying to tell your stupid asses that this is the problem, man, because you don't repent. All right? This is the land of your captivity. This is not your freaking rest. All right? So question is, man, that's really is no point of even doing that because he ain't going to change anything. If anything, he just finna turn up the punches on you even more. Just because, you know?
Everybody. This country is great because of it. But when you go back 6 months and you take a look at what was happening, you can't even compare that with past administrations. When you look at income levels and a lot of things because of the job situation where they had the lowest income, the best unemployment numbers they've ever had, the black community by far. And that was solving a lot of problems. And you know what else it was bringing people together. I was starting to get, just before this was, we were having a long run of success. I was starting to get calls from Democrats that, hey, it's starting to work. Let's get together. People that you would never have thought this would have happened with. There was going to be unity, but unfortunately that was hurt because we got set back. But now, I think next year is going to be one of our best years economically.
But income equality is still, income equality is higher. So, I mean, jobs can be produced, but at the same time, in a lot of these big major cities where African Americans are underserved, under-resourced, that's an $8 hour job. Does not mean that they can necessarily afford to live where they have to live or where they've been living at for the last 20 years.
Well, the income inequality, which I agree with you, is a problem. I always agreed with that. But if you look under President Obama and Biden, the income inequality was phenomenal. It was record-setting. It's getting worse now. Well, we're talking about a plague coming, and before the plague, we were doing very well. Now, we will soon be doing well again because we're going to have a fantastic third quarter. You're seeing the numbers come in. I think you're going to have a GDP that's mid-20s and maybe much higher. Somebody said 35. I don't know. These are all records we're talking about. And you're going to have a very good, economically, you're going to have a very good year next year. But I I agree with a lot of the things you say, but you have to look back because we really had it going well. Had we not been hit by this horrible disease that came into our land and all over the world, by the way, came all over the world, we would
This
be...
man is blatantly lying. The unemployment has gotten worse since you, motherfucker, when you got in office in 2016, already things were, were plummeting under, man. But you know what? This is to you Jakes out there, all right? Because you Jakes are simple as hell, all right? So this is the book of Isaiah 30:1. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, says the Lord. They take counsel, but not of me," all right? You taking counsel of another power, of Esau, Edom. You ain't taking counsel of Yahweh Shai. It says, "And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." So basically, you going before this man, asking him, are you going to make things better? What are you going to do for us? The same bullshit Ice Cube was talking about. What you going to do for us? They ain't going to do nothing for you, Jakes, man. Because they ain't got to. They not required to. This is the land of your captivity. Esau understands that. You just don't. All right? It says that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And Trump right now is the new Pharaoh. And it says, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So if this man tell you, look, I'm going to implode the economy with new jobs and print $100 trillion in Federal Reserve notes, and I'm going to give a third of that to the black community, you Jakes will really believe that garbage. All right? Yet nothing is getting done. And it says, for his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hines. But they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be of a help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach, okay? So they're basically telling you, man, look, man, we can't do nothing for you, and we will not. All right? We're not going to change the fact cops are gunning you down, because if cops were really getting fired, when they fire or persecute other cops for killing you Jakes, you think that one cop will see that and let that be the example, but ultimately they still doing it. Like, I read something that says 59 people have been put to death throughout every week since this clown George Floyd was put to death. That's even if he's dead. All right, so it intensified. And then on top of that, you were the face of COVID. Okay? And it says here, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore I have cried concerning this, and their strength is to sit still. But now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come and forever, that this is a rebellious people. You're rebellious because you're going into Esau, Edom. You ain't going into the Most High. Lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. You ain't trying to hear the laws of the Most High, but instead you going to establish your own righteousness by going down to these polls, voting for the lesser evil. Which evil is evil, man. It says, which say to the seers, see not. That's us. And to the prophecy not unto us right things. Meaning, we don't want to hear the fact that Trump is going to come against us. We don't want to hear that we're going to be the face of COVID. We don't want to hear that we got to get vaccinated. We don't want to hear that the economy is not going to open back up. We don't want to hear that this is the new norm. And yet Esau is even telling you this is the new norm. But when we tell you, you bet your eye at it. And it says, prophecy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophecy did the deceits. Okay? And it says here, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus says the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise his word, and trust in oppression, and perverseness, and stay thereon. So you Jakes, ultimately you are trusting in oppression, man. Like it was another one that this black woman was let me find. I think it was it this one? No, it was another one that I was watching early this morning about this Jake woman that was questioning him, and then matter of fact, I'm gonna just pull it up real quick.
2020 has been the year of the unthinkable. So Wells Fargo is using some of our locations as drive-up food banks to help provide 50 million meals.
Man, just hurry up,
the
man.
unthinkable has happened. Now it's time to rethink how to make a difference. Wells Fargo.
Slocky, I hate these damn things.
With election day less than
Let me try to find
They
it.
suffer more than anybody else by bad police protection. All minorities, whether it's Hispanic or black or Asian, they suffer more than anybody else, George. We have to give the police back the authority to stop crime.
But how do you stop police killing blacks at 3 times the rate of killing whites?
I can only say this, that the police in this country have done generally a great job. There are crimes, there are problems, and there are charges.
Hey, see, Trump is with you getting killed, man. So he said they doing a good job, so he's not gonna stop it. Trump is with you getting put to death, man. All right? Trump is with you getting destroyed by these damn devils. And you best believe that. But Salaki, I'm trying to find that clip of that particular woman that was asking them questions. Trusting and oppression. Let me go for it. Let me go to her real quick. Salaki, bear with me. Let's see what the hell she said.
And that's a terrible thing.
The president sidestepping racial justice, shifting instead to his law and order message.
In the light of the ongoing protests surrounding the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the recent shooting of Jacob Blake, do you feel racial injustices are occurring in this nation?
With co-pays, I'm still paying almost $7,000 a year.
Okay, this is the one I'm looking for, all right?
Message.
In the light of the ongoing protests surrounding the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the recent shooting of Jacob Blake, do you feel racial injustices are occurring in this nation? And if so, what can be done to address them?
Well, I think they were tragic events, and I do feel that we have to also take into consideration that if you look at our police, they do a phenomenal job.
Another issue on the forefront of voters' minds, healthcare, and specifically coverage of pre-existing conditions. With co-pays, I'm still paying almost $7,000 a year in addition to the co-pay, and should pre-existing conditions, which Obamacare brought to fruition, be removed?
No.
Please stop and let me finish my question, sir. I want to know what it is that you're going to do to assure that people like me who work hard, we do everything we're supposed to do.
Exactly. Do everything you're not supposed to do.
That I was born with this disease.
So, first of all, I hope you are taken seriously. I hope you are. And we are not going to hurt anything having to do with pre-existing conditions. We're not going to hurt pre-existing conditions. And in fact, just the opposite. If you look at what they want to do, where they have socialized medicine, they will get rid of pre-existing conditions. If they go into...
Basically, man, he shut her down. Like, I hope they take you seriously, because he don't take you seriously. All right? Period. And it says here, because you trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, so therefore this iniquity should be as to you as a breach ready to fall, swallowing out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So when they roll on you, man, it's going to be out of the blue. You're going to be like, wow, I thought things were getting better. And before you know it, your ass is going to be in dire straits, man. Because we warning you right now. What you think we doing these shows for? You know? We ain't doing these shows for the fuck of it. But you know, hey, let them tell it. We are. Matter of fact, yep, so let me start here. This is Matthew 27, and I'm going to start at verses... Matthew 27, and whenever I couldn't find, I was looking for one when the Jews are like, we have no king but Caesar, roughly paraphrasing it. I may be labeling, I may be paraphrasing it wrong, but anyway, this is my last precept here, man. I mean, the point is being made. You Jakes trust in oppression, and that's going to work against you. All right, this is the book of Lamentations 4:17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help, and our watching we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. Okay, it says they hunt our steps that we cannot go on our streets, and our end is near, and our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. And our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven, and they pursued us upon the mountains, and they laid wait for us in the wilderness, man. All right, so that right there is enough to show you that you Jakes, you have nothing but hell coming under this devil. Okay, this devil is not going to liberate you, nor is he going to justify you. All right, it's not going to happen. You can forget about it. And Esau Edom, man, he's in the process of rolling on you Jakes. We don't know what it's going to take for you to get it, but at the end of the day, we realize that the Most High is against you. All right, Deuteronomy 28:48. It says here, therefore should thou serve thy enemies which the Lord hath sinned against thee, in hunger and thirst and nakedness. And this is the situation that you were speaking about, you know, about how you have deplorable situations in your neighborhood. That's that thirst and that nakedness, and the one of all things. You want these goodies, but they're not giving it to you. And he should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And the Lord should bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, whose nation, whose tongue thou should not understand, and a nation of fear